Hi, I'm lost in a box and I can't get out. I don't know how I got in here and I don't know how to get out. Maybe you could help me. I'm a man lost in a box. That was terrifying. Welcome to Low Budget Monday Morning Musings with Steve. My videographer, Mark Bobo, had the nerve to want to take some vacation. Left me stranded here in the world headquarters, also known as 15 feet from my bedroom, to do these videos in this shabby quality. I'm so depressed, and I'm having fun. Hey, Mark has seriously taken some summertime off, but we'll be back with the high-quality stuff when he comes back. But in the meantime, we're going to do some low-budget Monday morning music. So here we go. In times past, we have talked to you about taking a look at faith and redefining faith rather than intellectual adherence to biblical propositions as relational trust in a human being. And I think I've got about 3 or 4 Monday morning musings to go a little bit deeper into that topic. And so this is the first one. So here we go. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, says Hebrews. That idea in substance there has the idea of a foundation, something that can uphold other things. For instance, if your foundation is sure, you have confidence, you trust that if you put a wall up on the foundation, it's going to stand. Now, when you read that in Hebrews and King James and English, that idea of trust doesn't automatically come through, because when we think of substance, it's a thing. Faith is the substance. Faith is this ethereal belief, of invisible belief. No, faith is confidence, relational trust. Trust, something that I put weight on, and that I have confidence that can sustain it. And here's the key thing. It's not based on knowledge. It's based on faith. In the early church, one of the first debates or heresies that they had to deal with was the heresy of Gnosticism, or the Gnostics. And we're familiar with that to a certain degree if you've read the epistles at all, or the so-called pastoral epistles, or really any of the epistles. Legalism and Gnosticism are the two issues that the early church had to deal with right out of the gate. But the word pistis, P-I-S-T-I-S, or pistic, those who believe in faith or who exercise faith, is not as commonly understood. The debate in the early church was between the Gnostics and the pistics. Well, what's the difference? The Gnostics approached the scriptures from the idea of the acquisition of knowledge being the way to experience salvation. The early church said, no, it's faith. So what's the difference? Philip Lee wrote a book, and if you have courage and you're beginning to question some of your Western Christianity or your evangelicalism and beginning to have some doubts, I really recommend it to you. It's called Against the Protestant Gnostics. Now, if you're happy with your evangelicalism, don't read it because it'll make you mad. But if you're looking for some foundational work and it's like, what is wrong here? What is going on? That would be a great work. Because for Western Christianity, because of centuries of influence of Neoplatonic thinking, Aristotelian thinking, we operate under certain presumptions about truth, about knowledge, that are thoroughly based in pagan and Greek philosophy. About the perfect, what's perfect, and how you know the perfect. Well, the Bible is perfect, and we study the Bible. That's how we know the perfect, and that's how we know we have faith, because we have apprehended the principles that are in the Bible. That is not biblical faith. Biblical faith is confidence, trust. And why do I put the relational element on the front? An adjective, relational. I define it relational trust. Because in our faith, we do not have trust in an abstraction, an abstract principle. Like, oh, I have trust that gravity works. No. For us, our trust, our faith has an object. Otherwise, faith is not some static category of thought in my head. Biblical faith is directed towards someone in resurrection. That's very important. So my faith is not held in a vacuum. My faith is in context with someone else who happens to be Jesus alive from the dead. Look, you exercise conceptual faith every day. When you got into the car today and went wherever you did, you trusted that whoever put your drivetrain in or who did your brakes wasn't drunk on the job. You trust that your quality control person at Ford or Chevy or Chrysler or Toyota was actually paying attention and did their job. And you don't even think about it. You just get in your car and you go. You trust that they did their job. But you don't have any contact with them. You don't know them. You have no relationship with them. You've never seen them. You are exercising your trust in a relational vacuum. And that is not the kind of trust that you and I have as believers. In John chapter 3, where it says, he that believes on me hath eternal life, it's a powerful thought. And I'm just going to open it up. I'll probably open this up in more detail in another episode. But the language is actually this. It's a present active participle. Now that's for those of you that stayed awake in 8th grade grammar. And we'll parse this out in more detail in another episode. He that is presently, continually, actively believing into me. Into covers the idea of faith having an object, and the other parts of speech there have the idea that this is something active, it's something that has motion, it's something that is going somewhere at the moment. So faith is not a static quality in my brain. Faith is a living, directional thing. And we'll talk some more about that on the next time. And we'll see you next time on Monday Morning Musings. Bye.